Hi, boys and girls. We're moving on to lesson 12.3 in our math book, which is on page 679, and it's all about using units to measure length. So throughout this chapter, or this lesson in the chapter, they're going to be talking about connecting cubes, which are these, which are from our classroom. Chances are you don't have these at home. If you do, great. No problem, use them. If you don't, we have to get a little creative here and use something else. So you can use, if you have maybe some beads that you use to like make bracelets or something, or even Lego pieces you can use. But the important thing to know is that they all have to be the same size. So if you decided to use these Lego pieces, you couldn't also use this one. You'd have to use all the same size pieces and line them up. So if I was going with my double Lego cube, I would just use those. So whatever it is that you use to measure, just make sure that they are all the same size. So what the important thing with measuring is to always start at the line and go from line to line. So here I'm going to cheat just a little bit, and I'm going to line this up at the line, and I need to add some here because I'm not all the way down to the other line. So if we go line to line here, we just count how many cubes long this pencil is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This pencil is 8 cubes long. Okay, if you use Legos or something else, you can cross this cube out and draw a picture of your Lego or your beads, or even write the word beads instead, or Legos, or pieces of pasta, or a little block. So whatever you use, you just write in so you have the right unit of measurement if you're not using the cubes. Okay, oops, my pages are stuck together. All right, so on the back, page 680 at the top, they're saying that you can use copies of shorter objects to measure longer objects. And what that means is one cube isn't going to do anything for you. You need to have copies of them, which means a bunch of them that are the same exact size. That's very important. And what you would do is you'd lay each copy of the shorter object next to each other, end to end, and to get the length of whatever you're measuring. Okay, and it says don't leave gaps or overlap the cubes, right, or else it won't be right. So you don't want spaces, you want them to line up right with each other. So let's look at, they did the stapler for us. Let's look at this eraser down here. So if I put one here, I want to line it up, make sure I'm at the line, and then another one, and look, I'm already there. So this eraser is 2 cubes long. Again, if you're not using cubes, just cross that out and write in whatever you use. Okay, so that's going to be for all of them whenever you see the cube. Okay, so what you're going to do is use your units, your cubes, beads, Legos, whatever, to measure all of the objects on the following pages. So number 3 is a tape dispenser. You're going to line up whatever you're using and figure out how long it is. Same with the glue. Number 5 says higher order thinking. So this is, you're thinking about it in a different way. It says measure the length and the height of the calculator. So length is how long it is. Height is how tall it is. And then tell how much taller the calculator is than long. So we have to figure out the calculator is this many cubes long. So that's measuring the length. And I'll do it with my cubes because I think you're going to be doing it with something else. And actually, that might be too much. Yep. So 2 cubes long. And then it is, let's see how tall, about 3 cubes tall. So now we want to find the difference between these two numbers. So 2 and 3, we know 3 minus 2 is 1. So it is 1 more cube, is 1 cube more than the length. So the height is 1 cube more than the length. Over onto the back, page 682, you're going to measure the length of the eraser using whatever you're using, and then answer, can the eraser fit inside a box that's 4 cubes long? So you're going to circle yes or no. So if this is bigger than 4, it can't fit in the box. So your answer would be no. If it's less than 4, it can fit in the box. So you would circle yes. Number 7, measure the length of the paintbrush. Can the paintbrush fit inside a case that's 5 cubes long? And remember, if you're not using cubes, you just, every time you see that word cube, you change it to whatever you're using. So measure the length of the paintbrush. Can the paintbrush fit in a case that is 5 beads long? And you circle yes or no, depending on if it's higher or lower. Number 8, find an object that looks like it's about 10 cubes long. Again, 10, whatever you're using, long. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the first step is to take 10 of whatever you're using and see how long that is. And then kind of look around in your house and say, is there anything that's about this size? And you grab it, and then you're going to measure the length, which is across, and the height, which is the up and down. And then tell if your object is longer or taller. Okay? And number 9, which is not the correct length of the marker shown? So you're going to measure this marker and which one is, so, and choose all that apply. So you got to figure out how long it actually is, and then cross off the ones that are not correct. Over on page 683, they explain again, you can use smaller objects to measure the length of longer objects. The smaller object will be the length unit. So here they used paper clips. And they took the paper clips, lined them up, and this book is 4 paper clips long. We have to make sure that they're the same size though. So now it's telling us, now forget the cubes, now it's telling us to use paper clips to measure the length. So that's something that most of us have around. So you'd want to do the same thing with them. You'd want to line them up from one end to the other. We don't want to overlap or leave spaces. We want to try to get them as even as we can. And we want to kind of say it's about. So this is a little longer than 3, but not so much 4. So I'm going to go with 3 here. It's about 3 paper clips. Okay, and you're going to do the same thing for number 2. And on the back, you're going to use your paper clips again to measure the feather and the red crayon. And then number 5 says, draw a picture to solve. Clara's pencil's 5 cubes long. About how long would the pencil be if she measured it with paper clips? So they show you the cube and they show you the paper clip. They're about the same size, it kind of looks like. The paper clip's a little bit longer, but not much. So if we knew it was 5 cubes long, about how many paper clips long would it be? And number 6, which is not the correct length of the scissors? So you want to use your paper clips again, measure the line underneath the scissors, and choose all that apply. So get rid of all the ones that are not correct, and so that you're only showing the correct length. Okay? All right, good luck. I know it's a little tricky with not having the actual cubes, but you guys are super creative, so I'm sure you will find something to measure them that is just like them. Okay?